Welcome back. So this is going to be a series of videos that we're going to call the Bonsai by the Fire series. We spend a lot of time in the wintertime here by our Elmira. We love that stove. So these lemon trees here are Myers lemons that we started from seed last year. So this is about the time of year that they come to Nova Scotia. So we paid $7 for these 4 Myers lemons, and we're gonna see what kind of seeds they have in them. There's 1, 2. The nice thing about lemon trees and all citrus is they don't need that stratification time before they're ready to sprout. Oh yeah, getting up there now. So all citrus seeds in general have a pointy end, and that's where you want to try to, if you can get a hold of them, that's where you want to try to peel them. They're slick. We need to dry them off. Okay, so we got one just about peeled here. So once you get that outer, there it is. Once you get that outer thing off, you can actually see the seed. So we're putting them in a wet paper towel. And this is a hummus container, so we can put a lid on it. I'll try to peel one more for you. So there's the pointy end, and that's where they peel the best from. If you grab that pointy end, and there it goes. Yeah, that opens them up. You just got to take your time and pick at them. Almost. There it is. Almost. There's the last of it. There's another one. So all of our propagation and seed starting is done in the basement on heating pads. If you have a cold basement, you got to have heating pads, which in Canada we all pretty much have cold basements. So these will go on the heating pad with the top on, and then we'll just check them every few days. Probably take about a week for them to start to sprout. So that's the way to get them from seed. So we've had good luck with cuttings on them. So this one's a cutting. It's already got a root coming out the bottom. It's rooted very well. So this rooting hormone is what I'm using this year. It has made a difference. I think it's a stronger hormone than we have been using in the past, because I've had really good luck with everything sprouting this year. So this one here has a really good sucker here that we can make a cutting out of. I'm going to take it right next to the trunk because I really don't want this offshoot down here. So I found that it's really important to take a lot of leaves off, and even any leaves that you keep, we want to cut them in half. It just reduces the stress on the plant, because it'll try to keep these leaves happy if you leave them whole. So there's a great lemon cutting. So we'll make a little wound down here at the base of it, get into the cambium layer, because that's where the roots will come out. So we'll just leave this in there to soak up some rooting hormone. So here's the spot in the basement where we're going to plant these lemon seeds. This box is on a heating pad that stays on all the time, so the soil is right in that 70 to 75 Fahrenheit range. And that's what it takes. You got to keep them at a constant temperature for them to be happy enough to sprout. So these seeds have done really well. There's definitely sprouters in there. There was about 10 seeds that we're going to plant here. So I just made a little furrow in the box and we're just going to put them in. The stuff behind that row is some things that are rooting in that box. So we use these boxes for rooting stuff. It's just as important for them to stay at that constant temperature. So I'll be expecting these to take probably about a week to come up. They always get that sprout at the same place coming out of the end of them. It's actually the tip of the root that kind of heads down into the soil before the plant comes up. They usually get a little tap root going before the tree actually comes up. So we'll just put them down about 1 inch deep and cover them up. Give them a good drink of warm water. I try not to ever put cold water on them. You just don't want to stop that process of happy citrus seed. So then we'll come back and we'll check on them every day, and hopefully in about a week we'll have them coming up. Well, we love it when a plan comes together. So it's been about a week or so since we planted the lemon seeds, and we've got a good dozen of them coming up here. Let me prick this one out. You can see the whole thing there. There's the seed and the tree. Put them in these little pots, mainly because I'm scared a cat's gonna lay on them. But they haven't been, so. Get another one. There's a good one. So you can still see the seed on there, and it's just a miracle, another miracle. Lemon tree success. So the second half is going to be about Catonia Asters. If you're new to this, the Catonia Aster is a great plant, and they're very flexible. So they're easy. They're really good for starting with wiring. So this is one that I put together about a month ago. And this is in one of our pots that we made. We're just getting into pottery. So these Catonia Asters, they root very easily. So I'm going to put one together in this pot for you. We'll put the wire in there first. We want a bunch of this wire sticking up. We've got two wire holes in the bottom. That makes a really good anchor place for this wire that's going to shape the plant. So I have one here that's been rooting for a month or so, and they're pretty easy to root. So what we're using here is a mixture of a tree compost, peat moss, and perlite. So we'll take this other wire, just kind of squeeze it down over the roots a little bit. The wire sticking up will completely support the plant. But they are kind of boring when they're just sticks like that. Adding the wire to it lets you create something. Certain plants are more snappy than others, and they can be really frustrating to wire. But these guys have been great for it because they're flexible. We're going to top it off with the little straight perlite. So there we go. We made something interesting from a stick. That's why the wiring's so important. Turns that into a really interesting plant. All right, so I'll be back in a minute and I'll give you an update on the tree from the last video. Good morning, bonsai people. Been a while. We are having an amazing January day here. Here's an update on the tree. This is the tree from the rock ledge. It's a happy. Here's the old barely hanging on to life. Loving life now. Show you a few other trees.